former Health Minister Sir Gerard Vaughan and backbencher Neil Thorne are both grand officers of English Freemasonry. Many other MPs are Masons, including Cecil Walker, Ulster Unionist, Sir William Clark, Anthony Nelson, Peter Rost, Tony Baldry, David Sumberg and Gary Waller, all Conservatives. Another Mason is the former MP and Solicitor General Sir Ian Percival, who says it's inconceivable that Masons would interfere in politics.
If anybody tried it, not only would they not succeed, but they wouldn't get as much as they would have got without doing it, if you know what I mean. I mean, they would be blacklisted, and not only by the rest of the House, they'd be blacklisted by the Masons in the House, because we don't want that reputation, and if anybody tries it, I can tell you we're very stern about it.
But some non-Mason MPs remain uneasy about the existence of a parliamentary lodge.
It's bringing together a subgroup within the House for various covert purposes from which the rest of us are excluded. Therefore, in a representative institution, it must, ipso facto, be undesirable.
Freemasons Hall, London, headquarters of the English craft. 1 man in every 30 in England and Wales is a Mason. In Scotland and Northern Ireland, the ratio is even higher. Their leaders always come from the top of the social pyramid. This century, 3 kings have been Masons. The Queen's father, George VI, was in the Navy Lodge. So was Prince Philip, but he quit many years ago. Today, England's chief Mason is the Queen's cousin, the worshipful Grand Master, the Duke of Kent.
I think it is probably true that many of the problems, if I can call them that Freemasonry has encountered in recent years, do stem from perhaps a misguided policy towards information.
As part of a new policy of openness, England's other Masonic bosses were filmed for the first time in 1988. The pro-Grand Master is Lord Cornwallis, 3rd Baron of Linton, a farmer and businessman. The Assistant Grand Master is Lord Farnham, a merchant banker. And the Deputy Grand Master is the Honourable Edward Baillieu, a retired stockbroker. Although many Masons are from what used to be called the working class, most are from the middle and upper classes. Professional men, lawyers, doctors, army officers, bank managers and self-employed businessmen. Show business personalities like Alfred Marks, Mike Reed and Bob Monkhouse are also on the square. All these men have been put through the ritual humiliation inflicted at each of the Brotherhood's first 3 degrees. They are therefore sworn to uphold 3 principles: brotherhood, relief or charity, and truth. But alongside these worthy principles, the Brotherhood has many disquieting features. Its membership is largely secret. The brothers have secret ways of making themselves known to each other, and they have sworn secret oaths of mutual aid. These are all hallmarks of a secret society, yet English Masonry's Grand Secretary, Michael Higham, rejects any sinister interpretation of the order's secrecy.
We've got secrets. Secrets which derive from the old days when they were recognition signals between craftsmen protecting their trade secrets, and we still use them now as a link with the past. But we're absolutely not a secret society.
Nevertheless, among the public, the fear persists that there may be more to the secrets than harmless ritual. And when cameras were invited to film in Grand Lodge for the first time, not everything would be open for scrutiny. Journalist Paul Foote has long campaigned against what he sees as Freemasonry's sinister power.
It's the secrecy of the association and the bonds that they tie each other up with, which is the sinister aspect of it. Most of the other organizations which bring together important people in the community, I mean the Rotary Club or the Round Table or organizations like that, they can be discovered, if you like, by someone like me or you. We can go and find out who's the chairman of the Round Table or who's the chairman of the Rotary Club, and they throw their meetings open to the public, and the press mingle with them and so on. Freemasonry, they mingle in secret.
Are you therefore willing to take a solemn obligation, founded on the principles I have stated, to keep inviolate the secrets and mysteries of the order?
I am.
Then you will kneel on your left knee. Your right foot formed in a square. Give me your right hand, which I place on the volume of the sacred law, while your left will support these compasses, one point presented to your naked left breast.
The impressionable apprentice Freemason undergoes a bizarre and powerful bonding. Nevertheless, many senior Masons dismiss concern about secret Masonic influence as an orchestrated campaign against the Brotherhood.
I think there is a small body of people who, for reasons that I don't understand, are not friendly, they are downright hostile. And the activists usually are the ones whose views get heard most, and they've been making quite a noise.
In 1988, in an attempt to confront growing public suspicion, the Freemasons produced a glossy video.
The spire of Salisbury Cathedral, 250 feet of soaring stone, rising above the water meadows of the Wiltshire Avon. The travelling stonemasons who built the great cathedrals of medieval Europe formed their own associations, apart from the rest of the medieval guild system.
For all its apparent openness, the commercially produced video is a careful exercise in concealment. Even the legend that modern Freemasons are descended from medieval stoneworkers is left virtually intact. But there is little historical evidence for this, as Masonic historian John Hamill confirms.
When people were first starting to put Masonic histories together, the tradition grew up that we grew directly out of the stonemasons, and traditions die very hard, particularly in this country. And it's taken a lot of time to break that down and say, well, look, that's fine, it's a nice story, but is the evidence there for it?
Most evidence indicates that ritualistic Freemasonry was started much later, in 17th century Britain, not by stonemasons, but by middle-class gentlemen. The movement soon caught on.
It was a period of great religious and political turmoil, when differences of opinion on religion and politics not only split families, but led to the civil war in this country and to bloodshed and brother fighting brother. And we believe that the people who started Freemasonry were a group of people who wanted to have some sort of forum where they could meet without the differences of religion and politics coming into it.
The dangers you have escaped are those of stabbing and strangling. For on your entrance to the lodge, this poniard was presented to your naked left breast to imply that had you rashly attempted to rush forward, you would have been accessory to your own death by stabbing. While the brother who...
The blood-curdling rituals of Freemasonry today were invented in the early 18th century. At that time of religious and political persecution, a fearsome oath of secrecy may have seemed essential. But can the same be true today?
Equally fatal. But the danger, which traditionally would have awaited you until your latest hour, was the physical penalty at one time associated with the obligation of a Mason, that of having your throat cut across had you improperly disclosed the secrets of Masonry.
According to their own video, today's Masons steadfastly keep the secrets of the rituals for innocent, if masochistic reasons.
You would lose all the mystique, I think, if you knew what was going through it. The fear, for example. If I knew what was going to happen, I don't think I'd have got the same pleasure.
Earlier this century, hundreds of Protestant clergy were Masons. The craft was an unquestioned pillar of society, and bishops, even archbishops, felt its rituals supported religion. But growing unease provoked a Church of England inquiry, which reported in 1986 that elements of Freemasonry are incompatible with Christianity, even blasphemous. Today, many Anglican priests share the Catholic view that Masonry's offer of spiritual light is not just unacceptable, they think it's a satanic fraud.
Well-meaning people, good, honest, upright people, are being deceived. And the Bible teaches us that there's one source of the deceiver who is described as the devil, Satan. And I think underneath it all, it is a deception. It purports to be light, but is in fact darkness.